And we're back. Hello, everybody. My name is Jared Bendis, and this is CES 2021. Or, as you know, this isn't CES 2021. This is part 6 of me wandering around the website and looking at the different things, looking for good and bad and fun tech. And I look at the stuff and I make a list of all the things that I really, really wish I had in my hand or I could be touching. Or I think last episode we were trying to eat things as well. There was crazy stuff that you can. Anyway, so let's take a look. We left off at Procter & Gamble with the smart toothbrushes, but now we're at Raze 3D, which I have no idea what they are. Again, I've curated these lists. I have based on topics and companies I may have heard of or really cool sounding names. So let's see what we have here in to go. Remind you, each of these episodes are around 45 minutes. And let's see, we got designer and manufacturer of large volume 3D printers. We empower you build extraordinary things. I want to think about this. And I know I don't think this is an English as a second language thing. I think this is somebody left out a word. You've only have 2 sentences here. We empower you build extraordinary things. I mean, there's the word "to." They left out a word. This you have one job. This is like screwing up a tweet. It's a really big printer, by the way. They are a really big printer, and that's cool, and that's awesome. And yeah, they're an American company. You can't even say this is that. So yeah, they make large 3D printers, and that's cool. They make large 3D printers. I like large 3D printers. It's kind of weird, though. I mean, not that weird that they're large 3D printers. Just that what are we left with in this world of 3D printers? It's kind of like come and gone a bit. All right, now we're going to Razer. I've got to be honest with you. Every year, I hate the Razer booth. I hate the Razer booth because they never want to talk to me. I love their products though. I'm actually I will bring up. I have a really beautiful Razer keyboard. It has this enormous. I mean, you can even hear the click. It has this giant mechanical keyboard. When I program and when I'm coding, when I go, you can hear it. I can feel it. It makes me feel good. It's a gaming keyboard, but that's not how I do it. They have some of the best accessories out there. I may not the booth is always dark and shiny, but I never get anybody's attention because they're really there to. It's very much a show they put on, and they have. Look at this, the world's smartest mask. Again, we've had the conversations. Should they have the release valves on them? The answer is no. This would be great if this wasn't a pandemic where the masks are supposed to protect you and the people around you from you. So the release valves are very selfish. You're supposed to wear masks that don't have release valves. I mean, if this would be great if I was doing like smart construction work, but this isn't necessarily great for a pandemic because again, they have the release valves on it. Safe for you, social, sustainable, comfortable, personalized. I mean, don't get me wrong, I like the personalized stuff like this. I'm not a big fan of any of the ones, unless that's a speaker. If that's a Bluetooth speaker, then I apologize. It's not. It's a valve. So I'm not a big fan of that because it means that they're not really paying attention. When they say safe, I don't think it's safe. Again, they've had the conversations that when you have a release valve, again, maybe that's a speaker. I'll press play. But when you have a release valve, you're not protecting people from you. But you know what? I'm going to give the benefit out. Let's see what it is. But if it's a valve, I'm turning it off.
When the COVID-19 pandemic first hit, there was a massive global shortage.
Wow, that's music's too loud.
During this emergency, Razer quickly responded by manufacturing high-quality, certified medical-grade masks.
That's great.
For frontline workers. Today, we have donated more than 1 million masks.
Beautiful,
globally.
Love them.
But now that we're well and truly settled into this new normal, we see the need for a face mask that is safe, social, and sustainable.
Lower your music.
Introducing Project Hazel, the world's smartest mask.
Okay. That was it? So you advertised that you were good people, which is great, and you got way too loud of music. And again, I'm supposed to be paying attention here. All right. Now, this is what you should have told me.
For safety, the mask is classified as surgical N95 respirator.
Great.
Which provides a high fluid resistance that protects against droplets and splashes. Its active ventilation brings in cool air and releases heat produced from exhaling, which also prevents a build-up of CO2 in the mask.
Right, because it's plastic.
How we could improve social interaction with the mask, as most designs cover the face and muffle your speech. Our smart mask has a clear, transparent design, which makes communicating easier, as others can now see you speak and pick up your facial cues. Thanks to a built-in mic and amplifier combo, our patent-pending voice amp
Oh,
technology
it is a speaker!
ensures your speech isn't muffled even when you're masked up. The mask is waterproof and scratch resistant, making it ideal for frequent use. And because it's made of recyclable plastic, this sustainable design greatly minimizes wastage as compared to disposable masks. A smart mask should also be super comfortable to wear.
I'm gonna stop. I go back to the fact is that, you know, they masks aren't made of plastic because you can't breathe through them. But this idea about the valve and how the valve works, I mean, I would like to hear more about like that valve and why it's, you know, acceptable to do that. I mean, if it is, again, I don't know. I'm not buying it.
Silicone guard sits snugly around your face to prevent air leaking in and keeps the mask itself.
I mean, this isn't a scuba mask.
Resting on your mouth so you can talk naturally. By designing this mask to be safe, social, sustainable, comfortable, and personalized, Project Hazel is our answer to what the world's smartest mask can be.
All right, so let's go back to how I would critique a design like this. The first one is, you know, you've got the transparency thing. Oh, so you can see people, which is great. But if you're transparent over there, that's going to encourage people to get closer. And if you're encouraging them to get closer, then they're going to be closer, and that's not a good thing. So the sense of the socialness is there's a reason. I often find when I wear a mask, I don't speak as much. That's a good thing. That means I'm not spewing the droplets out. I'm doing a lot more talking on a video than I would in person. In person, my goal is to not be, you know, even putting those droplets out. So that's me. And I know some of you are going to be like, you know, we all have our choices to make, but, you know, we're looking at these technologies, and again, technologies can encourage a behavior of sorts. And then the other is the amplifier. I don't know how I feel about the amplifier, because it's sort of a mix where it's sort of like what you also go back to, what is a room full of these like? So I would have been at the show. I would not have been keen on seeing this in person. I don't know what I would be like if I was out on the street right now and I saw one of these masks. I would go, oh, maybe again, a difference, maybe it was in a hospital or something. But like if I was like at Home Depot and some guy, or the grocery store, and some guy walked by me in this mask, I would be like, I don't want to be near that. Like, I don't know how I feel about that. And in watching this video didn't make me feel any better about it. All right, next, let's go back over here. They have the Project Brooklyn, which is next generation immersion. You know what? I've dissed their mask. Let's see their immersive stuff. Gaming chair concept design. And concept design usually means it's not a product. Oh yeah, this is great. What a wonderful video. All right. What a year to show a concept video, right? I'm not there to say, hey, where's the product? Okay, that's fine. It's a concept video. It's like a car show. They show a concept. That's great. All right, show me product. Show me product. 60-inch full surround OLED display. Is this a real thing? Is this a real item? No, we're still on the Project Brooklyn. All right, so now we're past that. We're looking at all the cool things. They make cool stuff. Don't get me wrong. That's it. They've got a face mask and a couple things. So yeah, that's unveils mask and gaming chair concepts. I'm a little disappointed. I'm not disappointed because I love their products and everything they do looks sleek, but the concepts are just that. They're like, this is what we envision the future to be. It does not mean they're going to build that future, but here you go. That's Razer. Razer makes really cool accessories. I like Razer. Not thrilled about that. Robo Eats. Let's do it. Robo Eats. All hail our robot overlords. Now, let's see what robots are eating right now. Well, that was a weird one. I will admit that whole Razer thing. Again, I don't want to be so down on people doing a good job. Thank you for giving away masks. That's wonderful. But again, I think there are certain fields that we just have to be, oh my. I just go back to mask. Certain fields where I just feel like I want a little bit more information. Robot Eats has created the most advanced autonomous robot kitchen. The system cooks over 1,000 hot cold dishes from up to 80 ingredients and serves a meal in 30 plus seconds. Self-cleans and sanitizes to ensure food safety. Consumers can fully customize their meal while seeing their meal's nutritional information. All right. So right now, I have no idea, is this a product? Is this a service? Is this the future of kitchens? Is as in like restaurants? Is the future of my kitchen? No idea what I'm looking at. I'm still in, by the way. I don't know what I'm looking at yet. So I will say, let's hit play and find out what they're trying to sell me. All right. Oh my. Oh my. Well, this clearly isn't my house. This is so okay. Quick scaling. I'm still confused here. I mean, it's cool looking. Wait, poured out. What is that? What did it just pour out? Is it just throwing up? I mean, what did it just make? Why did you go away from the food? Okay then. That's it. That's it. There's an overview. Fine. We'll look at the overview. Let's see if it says anything different. It's an autonomous robotic kitchen. It makes all sorts of food. Able to create 1,000 meals before requiring ingredients. Oh, look at that. That's cool. Okay, it reduces food waste, hot cold menu, self-clean, speeds, creates meals in 30 plus seconds. Smart kitchen technologies. Okay, here they go. Restaurants, schools, hospitals. All right, so this is meant to be an automated restaurant. I would love to know how much this costs. Not that I would buy one, but obviously this is, again, B2C. No, this is B2B. This is business to business, but this is the consumer item that you would get there. You would eat the consumer foods. But really, when you look at something like this and go, how much does it cost and how long would it take to recoup that cost? How much does it scale? How many meals can it make at once? All that type of stuff. But pretty wild. I mean, don't get me wrong. We've seen some of these things. I'm not anti what this is. I'm just like not getting enough information. But Robo Eats. I mean, it's kind of cool that they can do some of these things. I like kitchen tech because I like what it can do. All right, Roland. Let's go back to Roland. Now, Roland is a major company, and I see a Roland every year. And Roland makes keyboards, and they also make microphones, other types of stuff, and they always have cool stuff. But what was interesting is that when I searched for the word guitar, this was the only company that came up that used the keyword guitar. And I don't even know if I'm going to see anything guitar related here. I just was laughing at the only ones that use the keyword guitar. They make musical instruments, and guitar products and keyboards and electronic percussions and amplifiers. They make some of the coolest stuff out there. I mean, I've got Roland stuff in my house. I use Roland stuff. It's not always cheap. It's frequently expensive. Really good materials. But what are they selling? What are they selling this year? An let's just play it. If it's a So this is one where if what they're about to show me is a prototype and it's just a design concept, I'm cool with that because it's a musical instrument and they're in the instrument business. It's different than saying like, here's a screen that may or may not exist. Let's watch this one.
Roland's Aerophone digital wind instruments are the easiest way for anyone who's ever been interested in playing music to get started. With the CES introduction of the Aerophone Pro, experienced players get the most expressive and playable experience yet. Roland's Supernatural and Zen Core sound engines introduce an all-new palette of sounds for wind instruments. The controllers in the Aerophone Pro are more responsive than ever, with low latency and custom settings to suit the player's unique style. The Aerophone Mini is a fun, modern wind instrument with fingerings based on the recorder you played in school that is easy to learn. 6 great onboard sounds let you start playing right away. A Bluetooth connection to the free companion app adds 50 sounds and interactive lessons to get you started. Graduating from recorder to saxophone fingering, plus a bite sensor for expression, the Aerophone Go includes 11 onboard sounds, the same silent playing through headphones all Aerophones enjoy, and a unique ensemble mode for playing with friends. The original Aerophone AE10 is instantly familiar to acoustic sax players, especially with breath and bite sensors that respond like an acoustic horn. It lets you explore a wide range of wind instruments with 128 high-quality sounds from woodwinds to world instruments, plus a wide array of synth sounds. Or create custom sounds with the AE10 Editor app. Whether you've never played an instrument or played professionally, Roland's Aerophones are the easiest way to bring your musical dreams to life.
That was the most concise demo I've seen yet. They said the names of the products. They said if you're a pro, here's how to use it. If you're an amateur, here's how to use it. They connected on every level. There's nobody that shouldn't want one of our products. That was how you do it. That's how you do it. By the way, they also have like a beautiful display every year. And believe it or not, I want to know about the little one. I want the not the Aerophone Pro. I want the really cheap one. I want the how much is the Aerophone not Pro? What was it called? I don't even know. Let's go back. Ooh, they have more. What else do they have? Oh, they have. Oh, let's see what else they have. Let's just keep going. Roland, you've got my attention.
This is the Roland Verselab MV1, an all-in-one song production studio made by the creators of the 808. Whether you're a beat maker, songwriter, or vocalist, Verselab helps you complete songs from start to finish, regardless of your skill level. It includes a top-shelf collection of authentic Roland sounds, song templates, and innovative music-making tools so you can hit the ground running. Now with Verselab, you've got easy-to-use vocal recording capabilities with effects like auto pitch, reverb, and delay that instantly get you that modern sound. Just plug in a mic, dial in the effect, and go. Finally, you can mix, master, and upload your finished song, all with Verselab. And when you're ready to expand your production capabilities, plug-and-play integration with Roland's Zen Beats music creation app combines Verselab with the power of your computer or mobile device. With Verselab, you can finish more songs and focus on what really matters, your music.
See, doesn't that make you want one? Roland, you're doing amazing. The bad news is I want to know how much things cost. Now, what I don't want to do is find out about their keyboards, because I ain't going to do that. Like, that's beautiful piano, but who cares? So, Aerophone Pro. So, how much does an Aerophone cost? All right. Anybody want to guess? All right. Let's come over here. Products. What are they? No, wait. That's not the right one. Those are details. Oh, there's the Verselab. Where can you buy these things? All right, visit your local website. There we go. Verselab is beautiful, isn't it? Look at those buttons, right? Let's go back and see how much we can find the Aero Pro. Did I spell it right? We're going to find out in a second. There we go. Aerophone. There it is. Digital wind instruments. Okay. This is cool. It's green and black, but no, there it is. It's coming. It's coming. All right, so the digital wind instruments, there they are. Specs, supports. Where do you buy them? Aerophone. Do you see the word store? I don't see the word store. All right, let's do it. All right, let's do it. Oh, yeah, okay, there it is. Oh, it's $300. That's not bad. Aerophone Mini digital wind instrument is $299 at the Guitar Center, which means it's going to be cheaper somewhere. Oh, look, I'll go to B&H, right? Because I like B&H, who also usually is at CES, right? Look at that, #1 seller. Expected availability 2 to 4 weeks. Oh, see, so this may not even be new. I haven't seen this one before. Yeah, that's pretty cool. $300, that's reasonable for a fun one. Roland, if you're watching, you can send me one. I play with it. Pretty cool. What kind of reviews does it have? 6 reviews. And Pay new price, get you ads. Most of good internal wind instruments. Pretty cool. That's pretty awesome. I like that. That makes me happy. $300 is not bad. So we are going to put down under the cool things that we've seen today, the Roland Aerophone Mini digital wind instrument. I think that's great. All right, that's the first one on this list. And then the other thing that we saw that was pretty cool was the Verselab. And man, I bet you that's expensive. Verselab MV1. Let's go back over here. Always, right. Verselab. Let's see what they see. Oh, there it is. There it is. B&A Chasm in stock, $700. New item coming soon. So yeah, that looks pretty cool as well. Again, you gotta love Roland for really putting their stuff out there. Pretty good stuff. I'm pretty happy. And again, it would never have. And this is the thing. So never would have seen it if it wasn't for the show. Right? That's the kind of thing about this. I know about Roland, but I'm not necessarily sitting there going like, what's Roland doing this week? And that gives me a way of looking at that. So what do we look at now? Royby. What is Royby? All right, let's do this. All right, while it's loading. All right. Oh, what just happened? My camera spiked. Let's do that again. Let's get that back down to normal. And there we go. Oh, no, there it is. Come on. There we go. Back to normal. All right, let's see. What was I saying? I was saying Royby. I had to pause for a second. Something weird happened. All right, what do we look at? Named Time Magazine by Time Magazine, one of the best inventions in education. I didn't get that magazine. All right. It's an AI-powered educational smart toy robot for children 3+. 3+ isn't an age range. 3+ is an isolation thing. 3+ means it's not for babies. Great, but what's the upper level, right? 3+ is sort of like a toy thing. These are the things that as a reviewer and as an analyst and as someone who has to talk about these things, I have to sit here and go like, that's not how you talk to me. Tell me who it's for. 3+ is it basically means that it's not for babies. Great, but it's not for people 20. All right, so let's go back to this. I'll give it its fair shake. I just want to say is like, you've got to tell me what we're looking at, and that's not enough.
Meet Royby.
Royby
Robots is the first AI-powered educational companion for your child. It creates personalized...
Who says? Again, since when? This is the thing about the part where you're first. When did it come out that you're the first? Piss me off.
Lessons for language learning.
All right, let's do it again.
Meet Royby. Royby Robots is the first AI-powered educational companion for your child. It creates personalized lessons for language learning, STEM activities, helps with speech delay, and more. Royby sees when your child is happy or sad and initiates a friendly conversation with her.
Who's there? Royby.
This emotional support leads to happier and more motivated children who perform better in academics. With a few simple taps of Royby's app, you can set lessons for your child and track their daily or weekly progress and activities. Your children will always be engaged and happy with Royby.
I don't know what to say. I don't know what age group those children were. I don't know what this does. I don't know how I'd use it. It's a toy. I'm okay with it being a toy. I'm cool with that, but I just don't know. I mean, congratulations, thanks Time Magazine, but like, you lead with that, but you don't end with that. Like, I have a problem. This is a weird marketing mix. Let's keep going. I'm going to keep looking at this thing. But you understand what I'm saying? Like, you told me it's for ages 3+ and that Time loves you. So what are you telling me? Right? So, smart learning platform for kids and families. STEM from preschool to primary. All right, now we're getting somewhere. Preschool to primary. At least give me a little bit more of a range in here. Tell me what it does. One-on-one private tutoring using artificial intelligence. I'm not necessarily 500 free lessons, age-appropriate content, 40 free stories, 73 categories. All right, this is better. And you're like, well, the Consumer Electronics Show isn't for... What are you doing at the show? I ask us of people all the time, why are you here? And if it's just to pat yourself on the back, that's great. But I expect people to be doing more so than that. A cute robot for kids. Bought it for the 5-year-old. That makes sense. again, I've got multiple kids. I got to know who to do it, and of course, we're also at retail because I've seen this before. So the question is, how much does it cost? We'll go straight to Amazon. Find out how much it costs. All right, it's $200. Not a crazy price. I can deal with that. Again, I'm more upset the way that they've approached it than I am about the product itself. And it's got 4 stars, which isn't bad. I'm curious what the reviews are like. Silicone, face detection, voice recognition, 8-hour battery, camera, Wi-Fi. Is there a subscription? Not at the moment. That's an important one, by the way. There's a lot of these children's things have subscriptions. I actually bought one for my kid, and you had to pay like $30 a year. And at some point, we're like, "Are we going to renew this? You've outgrown it." But it's a horrible thing to say to your kid, "Hey, you still get the toy, but you're not going to work anymore because we're not renewing your subscriptions." All right. You can't add your own lessons. 1 child per device. I'm not anti that, by the way, but it is something to think about. Is it safe for children? Of course, they have safety. Those are interesting questions, by the way. I'm impressed. All right. Oh, now those are the real questions. But look at the range. Look at that. So I'm always curious not about the 5 stars. I'm always curious about the 1 stars. Couldn't recognize my kid's voice. The robot isn't functional as advertised, tricky to use. And the reason I look at the negative reviews is that positive reviews are easy. I loved it, but I want to know how I'm not going to love it. I want to, and that's why if it says like, "Oh, mine came late," or "It was broken in the box," that's not a review of the product. That's a review of the service that got you the product, which is important, but that's not what I'm interested in. I'm more interested in exactly like what bad thing happened. Again, that's an interesting one. It's when the person complained in the last one that the product was dead. That's not what I'm talking about. All right, or it was used. That's what they said. They said the product became used. That's interesting, but that's not my concern at the moment. All right, an interesting one. Again, children's tech is really, really cool, but not necessarily what I'm looking for at the moment. Here's a strange segue. I think I know what the Satisfier is. So we're going to go from children's tech to non-children's tech. What do we have here? Yet another bit of wellness, sexual wellness tech that we have. Let's see what they have. This one is. Some of these are actually pretty cool. It's a sexual wellness brand dedicated to creating pleasurable multi-sensory experiences, believing that sexual health is for everyone, regardless of their sexual preference, socioeconomic background, age, gender, or skill level. Skill level. That's an interesting one that you don't think about with these types of things. And they have a comprehensive assortment of toys. And they have really cool apps too, by the way. And the apps are always really neat. And they've won an innovation award. Congratulations for them that they've got these things. And also notice that they've done it very not explicitly, right? You know what it is, but they're not necessarily showing it to you, which means they're still a little shy about it, but that's pretty cool. Sexual wellness for all. Yay. All right. CES 2021 Innovation Awards honoree. Good for them. All right, next. Myers. What is Myers? Let's find out. I don't even know why I tagged them. They must be in one of my category groups. So we'll see. That means VR, AR, or cameras, scanners. We'll see what happens. So far, I really only have one thing on the list for part 6, and that would be all my Roland tech. All right. Well, what do we have here? High-end mobile phone screen protection. Oh, that looked cooler than it was. Hydrogel film screen protector cutting machine. So apparently, they cut screen protectors. You know what? The machine looks cool. I'm going to give them their moment in the sun. Well, a moment in the sun. So, what is that? All right. I scroll down. I touch it. I tell it what type of phone I have. Tell it what side I want. And it starts to cut. So, you kind of break this down. It's kind of neat. Yeah, so this machine, it's like your standard cutting machine, but it's designed to cut screen protectors so that you can cut any protector you want for anything in their database. And there's lots of cutting machines out there, and of course, I'm assuming that they're in the business of providing the films, the screen protecting materials, so that you can get any protector for anything. I don't know who would buy this. I don't know if this is meant for like a mall kiosk where you're like, what do you need? Here it is, I've made it for you. Or if this is something meant for the home consumer, but interesting. I don't want to dig any deeper. I'm good. Square Off. I've heard of Square Off before. I don't remember where I've heard of Square Off before. So we're going to click on it and see what Square Off does. And again, just because I'm not putting the link down because I'm like, oh, it's my favorite of the show, doesn't mean it's not good stuff. It just means that I'm not necessarily going to go like, ooh, I need to learn more about that. Oh, that's right. I've seen this before. It's an automated robotic chessboard. And if I'm not mistaken, they're from Cleveland. Well, they're from Delaware, but I think there's some Cleveland relationship to this company. It's kind of funny because in some ways this isn't new, but in some ways it is. Because it's got the thing where the pieces move themselves. And the force that you can play other people remotely, which is kind of neat. That you can actually do it's telechess. And it's really slick looking. You know, it's kind of funny though, because part of me says dude, there have been computerized chess since the beginning of computers, and especially if you're playing with another person, or not even a real person, it's like another real person across the internet. What's the point of that? There's probably apps for my phone, but the idea is there's a physicality to the game, and chess is one of those games that you really like the physicality. It gives a really grounded sense to it, and they're respecting that. This is about the culture of the artifact. This is artifact culture. So that even though this is a consumer electronics show, even though everything's digital, even though this could be completely just an app, the idea being is this is a thing that you touch, that you have, that you hold, and it gives a sense of physicality to it. So it's a cool product. Believe it or not, I don't like chess. So I'm going to move on. Technicolor. I don't know if Technicolor is the Technicolor from way back when, if it's the brand Technicolor, or if it's somebody else using a similar term. So let's see what they are selling right now. And again, just because I don't like chess doesn't mean you can't like chess. I have a whole reason why I don't like chess, by the way. Chess is one of those games where it's about the loser. If you get two pros playing chess, it's the first person to make a mistake, because it's really a game that everybody knows so well. So it's a game that everyone knows so well, they're just waiting for someone to screw up. I like games. As a game designer, I like games that have a chance factor in them, and chess has no secrets, no chance factor. It's pure strategy. Technicolor is, in fact, that. They are content provide. We are Technicolor. All right, I don't care about that. No offense, Technicolor. I care about Technicolor. Tetavi. Tetavi. Let's go up there. Tetavi. All right. Keep saying yes. I'm going to get so much email. I guarantee you that I'll have missed something. That's the fun part about CES. If I don't go through the news feeds and see what somebody else saw that I didn't see, which is fun because sometimes people call me up and go, where did you see that thing? And that's why I can't wait for them to be back. They're the leading marketing in the field of volumetric video. Oh, yes. Creating high-quality video in 3D to create live-action holograms based on its deep learning-based solutions. All right. So when it comes to video, there's, regular video, and there's stereoscopic video, which is where you get two cameras, and then there's volumetric video. And volumetric video is like data. It's like where you can see clouds of data, which means that they're probably using multiple cameras. And then they're getting data sets out of it. I love volumetric data. It's big and it's nasty, but once you have it, you can do anything with it, which is what makes it so powerful. Let's hit play. I'm dying to know what they're doing with it. You notice I'm not even being skeptical. I'm like, show me what you got. All right. That's clever. Finish him. No, what do you got? So I still don't know what they do. I'm just looking at their tech. Okay, so let's see how they're doing it. All right. So this looks like, see, weird stuff around the hair. We're still in the early days of this, folks. All right. All right, let's look at what they're doing here. All right, they got me sucked in. This is my kind of tech. All right. 4 portable depth cameras, 8 RGB cameras, 4K res texture. All right. So that's what they're doing. That's nice. They're capturing point clouds, and then they're going to texture they're going to color map the point cloud, and then they're going to connect the dots to make surfaces out of the point clouds. There's the wireframe. And there's the mesh. And then they're going to texture map it. There you go. There are limitations to this technology, but this is amazing. I'm happy right here, right now. I'm happy. This entire demo is just beautiful. I don't know what they're selling. I don't know if they're selling a product, a solution, or whatever. But regardless, when you watch video like this and you see what they're doing here, you know, we see these types of things experimentally. We do this type of work all the time. You know, can you get images to connect the dots and do different things? But the fact that they're doing it in real time, they're capturing that surface data, they're capturing those 3D models, and then they're incorporating it into video. And they're incorporating into other materials. And so a lot of these people will say, throw in a game engine and do something with it, which is what they did as well. But the idea being is that we can do this with anything. That is very, very exciting. And let's see what they have. Digital Immersion. Let's get all the way to their company and see what they're showing on their website. So I don't know what they're pronounced, but again, awesome. Let's take a look. Volumetric video capture creates two-to-life holograms for immersive viewer experiences. I don't know what the product is yet, but I'm guessing the product is the fact that they capture things. Their show reel is great. When do I get the product? This is awesome. Yeah, this is very, very nice. So, yep, you are high on my list. Volumetric video capture. That is awesome. Again, you may not, you have to think about what this means in the future, but can you imagine, and we're starting to see this in some things of this as well. Imagine if you were to film a movie and all of a sudden you would be able to move the camera a little bit over or to the right or the left in post. Imagine if every movie was 3D because every movie was filmed in 3D automatically and there was just more data, and that this more data business is where it gets exciting. I'm not saying there's nothing about the director's gaze that doesn't matter. It absolutely does. But the idea being that there is just this more potentials of information. And again, if you're an information buff, I'm an information buff, this is cool stuff. This is cool stuff. All right. Oh, that made this, not a lot. So this we're almost 40 minutes into this video. I've only seen 2 things I put down on my list, but there are 2 amazing things. And now we're going to go to Tobii. And Tobii is a company that I'm well versed with. Matter of fact, I think I have one of their products around here somewhere. It's always funny when I'm like, I can grab one of them. I have this. Yeah, Tobii is a company that I have their product. They're not very expensive, and what they are is their eye tracking equipment. Their eye tracking equipment that either is built into the laptop, which is kind of neat, or you can add it on to your desktop. But it's an add-on thing, and the eye tracking can be used for gaming or for other things. And they're only like $100, $200. They're not. Oh, look, and now they're doing other goodies with it. And look at that, Tobii Aware, automatic screen dim, blur, mouse warp, and log out. That's nice. I like it when they do for gaming, but I also like it when they do it for other things. Let's take a look at this one real fast. I haven't watched this video yet. See what it is they're trying to tell me about. All right, so What is this? What are they showing me? Dynamic foveated rendering. Oh, I get it. If I'm not mistaken, what I'm looking at here is that since they know where I'm looking, they're only going to render the parts of the screen that I'm actually focusing in on. Since the screen, since the eye, it knows where I'm looking individually, instead of rendering the entire screen, it's rendering in high quality that which I'm looking at and leaving the peripheral part of it in more of a lower quality. Very clever. I've seen some of this type of concept before. This happens quite often when you realize that you're over-rendering things or you're producing content that no one's really looking at. Now, this doesn't work if you've got multiple people looking at your screen, but again, this is a very personal technology anyway. So yeah, look at that. So the full rendering versus what happens if you only render where they're looking. Clever, clever. I'm, again, big fan of Tobii. Achieving the best VR experience with eye tracking. Oh, there. Okay, that's that. An ebook on how to free up VR system resources through eye tracking. This is clever. It's clever technology. But we are going to go to Tobii. And what's neat about it is that you can add on. They sell product, but you can also you can develop with their product quite easily as well. So they're really, really cool about letting people use their stuff. And the fact that they're doing it with surgical systems. Oh, that's crazy. Yeah, good stuff there. Tobii's always showing off good stuff. And it's weird because at first you're like, is it the same stuff I saw last year? Yes, they make eye tracking equipment. But what they do every year is they change the application of that eye tracking equipment, which is pretty neat. All right, what do we got next? Tonies. Let's see if I can get all the way to Treasure Hunters before we end the video. May not. Tonies is good. We're done, you know. All right, let's take a look. By the way, Tobii made my list again. It's a good technology. And it's technology you could buy right now. Literally, for like $100 or $200, I don't remember the price. You could buy one of these bars and like use it to control your computer, have it like mouse cursor by looking around or play video games this way as well. The Tonie box is a screen-free, ooh, it's all the rage. I'm gonna be cynical there. Screen-free is actually pretty useful a lot of times when working with children. Digital listening device that plays stories, songs, and more. Designed for kids age 3+. We just went through this. It's the perfect story time companion for tiny hands and active imaginations. The Tonie box comes to life when paired with Tonies, collectible characters with hours of stories, songs, and more. Chat with us for the live demo. Let's do their demo.
Meet the Tonie box, a screen-free, imagination-building listening experience for kids ages 3 and up. The Tonie box comes to life the moment you place one of our magnetic, collectible Tonie figurines on top of the box. Each Tonie contains their own songs to sing, stories to tell, and worlds to explore. Tonies. One little box, countless big adventures.
Did I see a lot of Disney items there? Is this a Disney thing? Have they gotten some really killer branding here going on? Let's look at the catalog. Yeah, let's look at the catalog. Let's see what they're selling. Because clearly they're selling these add-ons, right? You buy the box, but then you got to buy the modules, all right? All right, yeah, I know how it works. Oh, look at that. They got Minions. There we go. They got Minions. They got Disney. Look at that. So, okay, so, all right. So, this is going to be a weird one. I'm not going to be, it's going to sound like I'm dissing, but I'm not. They're being very specific about the runtime, right? So, if you buy this, you've got 36 minutes of runtime. You've got the stories, you've got 21 minutes of story, and the rest of it in songs. And so, that's where you start looking at what these things are. So you've got 116 minutes. That's of runtime there. That's great. That's a lot of information there. So when you're buying this, you've got to look at the two items here. Number one is, what does it take to go from point A to point B? And this is about scope and content. I'm always a big fan of looking at these things whenever you try to buy something like this. So if I were to buy this bedtime songs, that's 40 minutes. Now, the question isn't about whether it takes 40 minutes to go from the beginning to the end. The question then becomes is, what is the replayability? So, for instance, where it's got Nap Time Nature Sounds, 120 minutes. Those 2 hours of songs, you could probably play those forever. The question is, if you look at the playtime songs, how quickly will these expire? And you're like, oh, the songs may never expire. That's why they're songs, everyone. But am I going to want to hear the Finding Nemo story again for 18 minutes and 20 seconds? How many times is that story going to be listenable? And you're like, well, some kids want to listen over and over again. And that's where you're like, where's the age range? Because with some of these things, it's that the kid's never going to let go of it. And some of the kids are going to listen to it once and say, next, next, next. And again, that's why you see a lot of things with songs. Songs are really much more replayable than stories. And of course, the nap time stuff, that's infinitely replayable. So really important to ask yourself, what is the personality of your child when you're looking at these things to see if this is going to work for you, because you buy it and it's over. Now you're like, wait a second, we do this anyway, right? My kid buys a book, he reads the book, Where the Wild Things Are is what, how many pages is that book? Was it 24 pages and 30 words? But it's infinitely rereadable. And so you've got to go back and look at some of that stuff as you go forward. This is an impressive catalog, by the way. I am not anti this at all. Matter of fact, I'm impressed by how robust they are. The fact of the matter is, if I saw the device, I would be like, If I saw this catalog, I'd be like, I could get into this. Now, do I want to get into this is the other question. Do I want to spend money on these things? So the question is how much do they cost? Where do you buy them? So let's scroll down and go to their website and see what it is that we're looking at here. How much does the box cost? How much do the add-ons cost? Let's go to shopping. I love shopping. All right, so you want to guess? Anybody want to guess? Take a good guess. All right, so the box, stop that. The starter set is $100. So the box is $100, and it looks like it comes with one item. And the Tonies themselves are $15. That's reasonable. That's reasonable. For the price of a book, you get a toy, you get songs, and you get a story. No, this is good. This is good. The Tonies made my list. The Tonies made my list. If I had a kid of the right age, I would want this. I would respect this. I would like the screen. I would like the screenlessness of it. Yeah, this is pretty good. And that takes us to the end of episode 6. My name is Jared Bendis, and CES is not over. I've got more things to show and more things to look at. So please like, subscribe, share, follow, comment, be nice, and we'll continue. And if you're one of these companies, contact me, send me product, I'll review it. I love reviewing products. The funny part is they always send me the stuff I don't really want. They always send me the stuff and I'm like, you can have it back. I don't want to review this. It's not very good. But no, every so often they send me good stuff. So if you do send me some stuff, my name is Jared Bendis. Tune in soon for episode 7.